From Conor McGregor's three desired opponents for 2024 to the 57-year-old Mike Tyson returning, here are the major headlines that happened this past week. We'll start off with the UFC 299 results, which saw Sean O'Malley getting a dominant win over Marlon Vera. O'Malley was in the driving seat from the first round itself and gave Marlon Vera no chance to get into the fight. Elsewhere, in the co-main event of UFC 299, Dustin Poirier showed why he is still one of the top lightweights in the world when he knocked out Benoit Saint-Denis in the second round of their fight. On the same card, MVP made his UFC debut and took home a decision win over Kevin Holland. Jack Della Maddalena, on the other hand, produced one of the biggest upsets of the UFC 299 main card when he stopped Gilbert Burns and pushed his case as one of the top welterweights in the division. The opening fight of the UFC 299 main card saw Peter Yan getting back into the winning column when he outclassed Song Yadong to take home a decision win back to Russia. The complete results from UFC 299 is available in the description below. After his win in the UFC 299 main event, Sean O'Malley called out Ilia Topuria for a super fight. Topuria, who stopped Volkanovski to become the featherweight champion recently, had called out Islam Makhachev and Sean O'Malley last week, and now Sean O'Malley has answered this call out with a challenge of his own. Who do you think would win if Sean O'Malley fights Ilia Topuria? This past week, Conor McGregor expressed his plans for 2024. He named 3 fighters that he would like to fight in this year. The first name that Conor mentioned was Michael Chandler, and he also noted that he would like to fight Michael Chandler in June 29, 2024, which will be the date in which UFC 303 happens. Conor then went on to note that he is interested in having his trilogy fight with Nate Diaz later the year by around September or October. And surprisingly, he also mentioned that he is exploring the option of boxing Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao in December in Saudi Arabia. Another big news or bizarre news that came out this past weekend was the announcement of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, who is currently a 9-1 in professional boxing, will take on the 57-year-old Mike Tyson on July 20th, and the event will be streamed on Netflix. Fans are already going crazy regarding this announcement, and many are questioning why Jake Paul is taking such a decision to fight someone who is twice his age and at the same time is almost as old as his father. Mike Tyson was recently seen going around in a wheelchair as well, which further concerns the fans. Tyson was last seen inside the ring when he fought Roy Jones Jr., but after that, Tyson has been away from the action. Do you think the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul should happen? Former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou had his second boxing fight this weekend and lost via a second round knockout against Anthony Joshua. Earlier, Ngannou had fought Tyson Fury and suffered a defeat, and this is the second straight defeat for Ngannou in his boxing career. Currently signed with PFL MMA, Ngannou is now expected to make his return to MMA, though the date or the venue for his return is not yet announced. The coaches for The Ultimate Fighter Season 32 was revealed this past week. This season, we will see Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko going head-to-head as the coaches for The Ultimate Fighter. Shevchenko and Grasso have already fought twice in the UFC, and The Ultimate Fighter Season 32 is bound to build a trilogy fight between these two. We are going to wrap up this weekly with some Indian MMA news, and this weekend we saw MFN 14 happening in Noida. The main event, Indian MMA star and former MFN featherweight champion Sanjeet Budhwar knocked out Abdul Badakhshi of Afghanistan in the second round. Budhwar, who had to vacate his title after missing weight in the fight week, made sure that the title was not going to Afghanistan when he knocked out his opponent in the second round. In the co-main event, Manipur's Chungreng Koren was crowned the interim bantamweight champion when he stopped Mohammad Fahad in the fourth round via a TKO. After the win, in his post-fight speech, Chungreng went and called out for peace in Manipur. You can see the complete results from MFN 14 in the description below. What are your thoughts on the major headlines that happened this week? And do let us know if you missed any news.